I mean, there's almost not a place in the world that's better off because of her leadership in the State Department. And I mean, look at what's happening in Nigeria, in Iraq, in Afghanistan, in Libya. Look what China's doing in the South China Sea. I mean, all over the world, a policy of weakness and accommodation that came from the Obama and Hillary Clinton team.
Well, if Mitt Romney is right, then this really doesn't augur well for one former Secretary of State named Hillary Clinton. To the Hill's managing editor, Bob Cusack. Bob, what do you think of that? That, you know, he definitely kind of tied in the president and his unpopularity with all of these foreign policy blow-ups and Hillary Clinton. What do you think of that?
Well, there's no doubt about it that part of, you know, Obama's in charge, but at the same time, this is also on Hillary Clinton's record, and you have different situations. I mean, it looks like the world is getting worse, certainly on the U.S. foreign policy front, instead of better, and it could be a lot worse come 2016. So now the interesting thing here, Neil, I think, is that Clinton is also trying to distance herself in some ways from President Obama, saying she has a difference of opinion on the Cuba embargo.
That's right. Privately,
her people said they didn't really agree with the Bergdahl swap. So, and in Syria, she's also made clear that she wanted to be more of a hawk on Syria. So now that's going to be very difficult, but you could see a revisit of the tension between Obama and Clinton, or at least their camps.
Yeah, and she says she was overruled on the Syria position and respected that, but she did get it out there that she disagreed. She also said that she would entertain, when a reporter asked her this, staying in Afghanistan longer than 2016. The president, you know, wants to wind down by the end of next year. So she is marking a difference in policy and hinting of a more aggressive one. Is that going to help her, or do we care? What?
I think she has to have that distance because it doesn't look very good right now. And she can't control. She's out of office right now, so it's completely Obama's call. Also on Iran, Neil, she said she's very skeptical that a deal can be reached. So now, I think that Republicans have a clear opportunity to criticize her on a number of fronts. But if she's doing this now, and she hasn't even launched the bid, I think you're going to see more of this in the months and the years to come.
Well, the more unpopular the president gets, the more the people who run within the party distance themselves. I want to bring in our all-stars here, Sabrina Schaefer, Lieutenant Colonel Bob McGinnis, and Kayleigh McEnany. Colonel, you've been hearing a lot of this discussion. Do you think that this is hurting Hillary Clinton, or the fact that she is trying to differentiate herself both in the book and in comments post the book's release with the policies of the administration?
Well, she is trying to distance herself, there's no doubt. In fact, she says in her book there are 2 memos she wrote for Obama regarding Putin, and she's pushed back away from this restart phenomenon that she helped initiate under Obama. But, you know, with Benghazi, with the mess in Nigeria, obviously with Syria, you know, Neil, she went to Syria herself early in the administration and made some statements, as did Kerry, that they said that Assad was a reformer, someone they work with, and the place just blew up on them. Clearly, she has her fingerprints all over that.
By the way, President Bush wasn't much better. He looked into the eyes of Vladimir Putin and saw a friend. So they've all misjudged some bad, nefarious characters, right?
Well, there's no question that this is a very tough world we live in. But at the same time, as a public figure, especially one that needs to listen to the intelligence community, I will tell you, some of these people ignore. For example, the president ignores a lot of what his intelligence people are telling him about, you know, some of the adversaries we have in the world. And the Bergdahl situation, I think, is evidence. The Benghazi situation, what's going on in Nigeria,
is sort of an argument. I could see where you're coming from. Kayleigh, I'm just wondering whether foreign policy issues, unless you're really knee-deep in a very controversial war or things are, the whole world is blowing up on you, they don't dominate as much as economic issues do. So should Hillary Clinton really worry, or what?
I think she should worry, and I think it's bigger than just foreign policy. She cannot distance herself from Obama. The worst mistake Hillary Clinton ever made was accepting the position of Secretary of State. She has the Obama poison attached to her, and the people now, when they think of it's now.
The argument is it doesn't always have to be that way.
Oh, I think it always will be. She's attached to all of this. Her fingers are on it. She cannot get away from it.
All right, I'm going to put you down as a maybe on Hillary Clinton. Sabrina, what do you make of this?
Well, I think this is sort of classic political behavior, right? She puts out this book, and we see Democrats flock to her. 90% favorable opinion of her, 21% of Republicans. It just sort of reinforced all of the things that the Colonel and Kayleigh were mentioning about Benghazi, about Nigeria, all of these things that Republicans are repulsed by, and they associate it with Hillary Clinton. So, look, I think that we can expect this. She's a polarizing figure. But the other thing is just her ability to not make this book a home run. It should have been, right? It should have been something that she got out there and really sort of set the agenda, but instead it just redefined her as, once again, she and her husband out of touch with mainstream Americans, and I think that's really the Achilles heel for her.
We shall see. It's still early on in the process. Guys, thank you very much. Have you ever wondered with what's going on in Iraq who all of these separate groups and Islamic militants are? To a guest earlier point, even Al-Qaeda hates some of these guys, fears some of these guys. Al-Qaeda doesn't trust some of these. What does that tell you? It's a mess. Getting inside who's fighting whom and who's zooming whom after this.